So it's not just the evidence from only his confessions, but specific details now with investigators about exactly where Ajmal Amir Qasab came from, once again undermining the claims made by the Pakistani president that the attackers couldn't be from Pakistan. In fact, investigators know now that Ajmal Amir Qasab, who's 21 years old, is a native of Ukara, which is in the Punjab province of Pakistan and which falls near Faridkot. He comes from a poor family, a family, in fact, of his father was a handcart operator, and Qasab himself was a wage laborer. He was indoctrinated in an LET camp, and he agreed to carry out the attack on the basis of someone called Abdul Rahman. Now, Abdul Rahman, apparently, according to investigators, was with the Pakistani army. He could have been an ex-army member. He trained Qasab and even assured him a safe return. And Abu Hamza, who's one of the Lashkar heads, had cited the attack he had led on the Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore as motivation, and Abu Hamza had apparently promised Qasab he would get away after the strike. Qasab was to get rupees 1.5 lakhs for the attack. And the threads tied on their hands was a deliberate attempt to confuse those as they entered Bombay. So were the tags on the clothes and the bags removed. Also, the CST and the Taj and Oberoi, the terrorists were to return the way they came. Nariman House terrorists were to take those inside hostage so that the leaders in Pakistan could negotiate something with the Israel crisis. Even that seems to be emerging. And Qasab says he doesn't know exactly what his leaders wanted from Israel, but the plans went wrong when the Mumbai police started chasing them and the CST became unsafe, and they finally, two of them were cornered, one of them shot and killed, and Qasab arrested. So much hinges on the identity of this man and the fact that he is in their custody. Well, joining us now to debate this evidence and whether it adds up, we have with us, of course, Rakesh Maria, who's the head of the crime branch here in Mumbai and the man heading the investigations. Thanks very much indeed, Mr. Maria, for joining us. Also joining us, Praveen Swami, who's the bureau chief of the Frontline and one of India's leading investigative journalists when it comes to particularly this kind of terrorism. And also from Lahore, Ayaz Amir, who's a columnist with the news. Thank you all so much for joining us. Mr. Maria, if I could just begin by asking you, sir, that obviously it was very, very important that you managed to catch Qasab alive, and would you say that that's the centerpiece really of your investigation and the centerpiece of the evidence that there is a direct Pakistani link?
The only part of that plan which did not succeed was one of them being caught alive. Because the person being caught alive, it is he who has, disclosed the entire story.
So do you believe then that the denials made by Pakistan, that there were no Pakistani links to all of this, does that make those denials seem fairly meaningless?
I don't think there is any need for the denial, because this man is saying everything. It's a matter of, it's a fact now. The person is involved in it, and you cannot deny the fact that he is a person from Pakistan who has done this job.
So there's no denying that he is indeed from Pakistan. But tell me, Mr. Maria, is there a wider web of evidence that you have just beyond the confessions of Qasab?
There is a lot of evidence which we will be putting up in the court. We have collected a lot of good evidence in this case, and at the appropriate time we shall be putting it up in the court of law.
Okay, you will be presenting that evidence, though a lot of that evidence now already before us as well. But just to ask you that this was very clearly then a Lashkar-e-Toiba style Fidain attack designed for maximum damage and also taking hostages to try and prolong the situation.
Yeah, it is. The basic plan was to come, to take hostages, to kill people at random, create an atmosphere of fear and panic. And make it an international news and prolong it for as long as one can.